Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Alaracanfield Show, the Awaken to Happiness Now global series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And my good friend Audrey Lightlanguage is back with us, and I'm so excited. Oh, we always have such a wonderful time when Audrey's with us. Today, we're talking about awareness, the journey into consciousness. We're going to talk about soul empowerment, winning the game, what all that means and more. Audrey's going to be doing reading a channeling that she just received recently about your soul signature, etc. She's also going to be taking some live caller questions, and she always does light language and reading of the Akash numbers, etc. on the call. She usually brings in Divine Mother and other beings of light as well during the call. So we'll see who wants to come forward today to talk with us, to share with us. And so we're going to be talking a little bit about our mission, what we're supposed to be doing, and all that wonderful stuff. We're going to be talking about the Akash, the DNA, the number codes, and not about reading the Akash, but rewriting the Akash, right? We're going to be talking about the numbers. Those are the codes and the numbers that Audrey works with, and how they can be really helpful and beneficial for you. And like I said, she's going to bring through the mother, and that's always wonderful. For those of you who don't know Audrey, she's been with us many, many times. We love having her on the show. It's always a high vibe call when she is here. She is a soul architect and an energy engineer. She's an ambassador of peace. She she works very powerfully as an embodied Elohim. She's an ambassador of peace. She has traversed creation through the multiverse. She's an admiral of her starships. She is a Lemurian high priestess. She speaks all the languages of light. She is an architect of soul, as she is from time before time, and a weaver of codes for creation, as she speaks the sacred key code number language, weaving energy to assist with new creation and transformation upon creations ever expanding, witnessing, observing, and transforming to the newest version of itself upon its evolutionary journey and expansion of consciousness. And that's a mouthful, right? So Audrey, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome back to the show. Where are you? Hopefully you're still here.
Hello, beautiful one. I'm still here.
Awesome. Good. So we have quite a few people with their hands raised, and so we are going to be taking some live caller questions. If you would like to ask Audrey a question, you can raise your hand, or you can type your question in the chat. We'll see how many we can do today. So Audrey, let's talk about the soul signature. Well, so many people are talking about, why am I here? What is my mission? What am I supposed to be doing? I mean, that's something that I've been going through myself, questioning and looking at and expanding into all of that as well. So let's start with that and talking about the soul signature. It's a time of great change, right? That's what I'm feeling for myself and for the collective. It's a time of great change. And so a lot of people are looking at their lives, looking at where they are, looking at where they're going, and are they on the right path?
Yes. Can you hear me, Alara? Can you hear me and see me? You got me now? We're good?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it's all good.
Thank you so much. And yes, for that mouthful. And it is a mouthful, right? And that is not only myself. The reason why, if you noticed a little bit of change in the bio, is explaining all the different aspects, right? That I am simultaneously, right? An admiral of a starship, Lemurian high priestess, we are all so many other things that we think are past lives in our belief systems, as we were educated. But in actuality, there is no time, right? Outside of this perspective and physicality. So all those simultaneous lives are happening at the same time of who and what we are. So there we go back to soul again, right? That soul signature of who and what we are, our essence, which is simultaneously a multidimensional being that we are, yes? That we now understand, all happening at one time. The soul gathering all that information from all those experiences in consciousness, right? Why the title was awareness, right? But awareness is our beingness, our soul, which is the essence that is going through all the conscious experiences, right? Like a conscious experience as a Lemurian, a conscious experience as an Elohim, a conscious experience as an admiral of a starship, and an ambassador of peace, right? So we see how that all weaves together, right? And each one of us, when we're speaking about our mission and what we're supposed to be doing, it is stepping back into the remembrance of the bigger picture of who and what we are, not this limited name and the limited beliefs, or the physical flesh suit that we are wearing, the bigger picture of who and what we are as a soul that is going to traverse creation, right? Upon its journey, moving out of this stagnation and looping of the same and the sleep and the forgetting of the experiment that we entered into duality, right? And density, and thusly the forgetting, but to step back into the fullness of who and what we are as a souled being, right? A true essence, a spark of the divine, the gift that the mother gave to all life, to have awareness. And in that awareness, to have conscious experiences. And what's our mission? To step to the next thing that we're going to create, right? Resurrection of ourselves, transmutation, transfiguration, rebirth. But rebirthing what? To stand back into our power rather than to continue to play in limited duality and density experiences, always giving our energy off to those, unfortunately, other entities, other beings, other essences that are parasitic and vampiric and have caused the infection, so to say, in the matrix, in the beautiful system that was devised for beautiful, powerful, eternal beings that would never experience limited to be limited, would never experience to die or to be sick or anger or jealousy, So that is like when we say the game, right? To enter into, to experience, to see what we are truly made of when we forget who and what we are, the power of who and what we are. We were never supposed to stay stuck in that. But unfortunately, that is why I'm talking about winning the game, because you're not going to stay stuck in the infected, right, with the virus, that has taken hold of that system, that has kept those beautiful, powerful souled beings in an experience that they were supposed to walk into, to have wider awareness of themselves. But when you forget, it's like your memories are taken from you, your consciousness is taken from you. Your awareness got a little bit lost in that, to believe that it is that limited being, right? So now it is to step back into the power, and it is a shedding of millennia, of being in that game, being in the I'm not worthy, forgetting who and what we are. So these times are really, really important and unprecedented, because it is that opportunity to feed and nurture the soul essence of who and what they are, and take back that power, win the game. So rather than looping, they're going to be in the resonance of the higher potentials. Why I say we're going to not read an Akash, which unfortunately has been contaminated, because it is part of the program, languages that have been contaminated, symbols, unfortunately, that have been contaminated within that system and program. We want to get out of that. And so that's why the numbers have come in. That's why the language of the Akash, to clear what is no longer needed in that Akash, right? And then to keep what you want, but to rewrite it to the new, right? Sealing the old book of life, to write in the new book. But one must be in resonance with that, right? The new paths of potential that is at the higher frequency, so they can partake of that, So today we're going to speak a bit about that soul signature. And in the writing, it was talking about, when we sign our name in this world, it's like, let's say, an agreement, it represents, right, like us, that signature, So this is taking it beyond that limitation to your soul signature, right, which is the essence of who and what you are, when you're signing that stamp of your soul signature representing you. So this is to help shed all those things that need to be shed, so that when they sign that soul signature, it is in resonance, right, with their true beingness, not the forgetting, I'm unworthy, I'm not good enough, generational lineages, old agreements that bind them yet, I'm sorry, that was a mouthful, but I'm giving you all energy while I'm talking, right? So.
Absolutely. And so, with this soul signature, the essence of who we are, because we all were birthed from source, right? From creator, from the mother, is our soul signature different, or is it unique?
Oh my goodness, it's all unique. Yes, that was the beautiful purpose, yeah, for source creation to experience itself in each of its droplets, each of its fractals, so unique, yeah. And then think about each of those fractals, which are so unique. Again, as the example when I said Lemurian, High Priestess, right, and an Admiral is all the different beingnesses that I am as a soul, that each of you are as a soul, right? How many fractals of that, and then multiplied by creation, setting forth itself and all those beautiful droplets of itself. So it is huge and each unique, and that's the beauty of it, you know.
Yeah.
But yet to know still that we are part of this bigger picture, which is what? Awareness, having conscious experiences, right? Because we always talk about consciousness, because consciousness is everything,
Yeah.
because that's the value, right? That's what the wars are about, right? That's what they're trying to capture and control, right? One's consciousness, right? That is a big treasure. But again, our awareness is the thing, right? That we are, as we travel through many conscious experiences or vibrational
Hmm.
experiences that allow for certain conscious experiences within those vibratory fields, right? And talking about how we want to be released of all this, winning the game, so to say, because I know in physical people want so many things and they want to talk to the angels, galactics, and all of this, but it comes back to them, right?
Yeah.
Them as
For
that
sure.
draw of the divine, right?
Yeah.
Where are they going to find themselves when they're out of embodiment? It's not going to be like, oh, tell me where to go, help me, right? You are known by who and what you are, your soul stamp, your soul signature, your essence, and where vibrationally you're going to find yourself. So as creation itself is moving and changing, right, and all that is going on, we do need to be cleaned and cleared of all that other stuff and expanded awareness and consciousness, right? Even if they grasp it just a little, right? That's beautiful, right? Because they're not the story of I'm all the traumas that happened to me. I'm all the old generational lineages that is
Hmm.
coming through me. I'm all the old traumas that ripple through me yet again, right? The same traumas and energy playing over and over again, that they were lied to say it's a lesson you have to go through to learn the lesson. No, that's part of the program, right? Sticking them with shackles, holding them over and over again. How many times, if they could only see, they walk through that, and the purpose was to take their energy and feed off their energy, right? Of what they were doing over and over again, them not remembering that they walk that how many times, meeting the same beings dressed up in different suits, so to say, but playing that same energy over and over again. Why? To feed those parasitic, right, other entities that created the stuckness within the beautiful system that we were supposed to explore ourselves and expand ourselves through, but never be stuck in
Hmm.
stagnation over and over, nor to feed other entities, right,
Hmm.
from our light. No. So these are such important times. Again, their mission to be those that have built the bridge, right, have come back, so to say, those who know that they are light workers and such, right? Even if they do not have that awareness that they are here embodied, holding their light as that lighthouse that I speak of, you know?
Hmm.
So this change and tsunami can occur while so many yet sleep, right? Coming in to wake up those souls, right?
Yeah.
To gather those souls who can build that bridge, right, to their future self, reaching to their past self, which is the now present moment, to make sure they keep that connection and do the things, so to say, cleaning up the files, so to say, right? Getting rid of all those old energies. And so that they can stand in the higher vibration, in resonance, right? Building the bridge to the new future that is there. Yes, we say, yay, we won, it's there. But we must tend it, right? Because there's always many paths of possible probabilities. And you need to keep doing that. So you secure, right, that future point of
Hmm.
yourself, that you will find yourself there, right, with newer potentials to experience, no longer looping in the same. Because as I said, unfortunately, the gift of individualization is going to be lost for some when they are not in resonance with the new. They cannot go there and infect it. Yes, these systems, creation is going to close them out. That's why there's two paths of the great divide now, because those paths are going to be absorbed back to the all that is, to be either healed and can go forth. But if they're not healed, they lose the gift of individualization, because that is no longer going to be an option, so to say, to play in, to be parasitic, to be those lower expressions any longer. So it's
Hmm.
very important, you know, what's happening here and what they, beautiful listeners here, have come to be part of and hold that light and to assist this huge change, because it has affected the fabric of creation itself. That is why the mother has returned, because the mother is not Mother Gaia or all the holy mothers or Mother, Father, God, even, which is one essence. The
Hmm.
mother is the womb, the plasmic, primordial first point of where life, right, and that awareness was birthed to have conscious experience, giving it forth to all of the rest of creation that came forth from her womb. So the mother has come back, so to say, to attend to what has her children brought forth with that gift of awareness as they played in creation and all the vibrations. Yes. So it's even the motion and movement of creation itself, and the mother, so to say, that womb, to even the next version of herself and what her children will bring forth and experience, as they step back into that power and clarity and divinity of who and what they truly are and what they can access.
And so who and what they truly are is a divine spark of creation, right? Their soul essence, their soul signature is unique. And the thing is, we don't give recognition to that. We don't recognize the fact that each one of us is unique and special as we are. Instead, we go into comparison and I'm not good enough, they're better, compare, all that wonderful stuff. But the thing is, we are all unique and we're all expressions of the divine, right? And so as such, we are expressing that divinity, that consciousness, that awareness in our everyday lives and everything that we're doing and being as we're sharing our light. But even when we're not sharing our lights, like sometimes when I'm just having cereal, I don't think I'm sharing my light in that moment, right? I'm just being me, right? So the thing is, it's like recognizing that we are always divine, even those moments when we are eating cereal by ourselves, right? So it's like our soul signature, our essence does not, come on and off. It's always vibrating, always radiating out from us, right?
Yes, so source, even though you're saying I'm not radiating light when I'm eating cereal, yet you are, right? Because the awareness field, right, of consciousness, having a conscious experience of I'm having this wonderful cereal, I'm able to taste it, right? The nourishment of an illusionary yet physical vessel, which requires, yes, that type of experience. So you're allowing the unmanifested, yes, to have this beautiful manifested experience, right? That was the point, to go into duality and polarity and all that, to allow a thing that would never, that's why we call it illusionary, right? How could that eternal beingness ever really have those experiences? But through the exploration of those lower dense fields, it was able to have those experiences. To me, I say this parasitic issue and problem, yes, the thing that many people speak about that is very, very ancient, of a lower vibration, right? This parasitic thing. For me, this has allowed for the field of creation to witness and to observe what is lurking, right, within that field. So to have that awareness and knowing now, and then to handle that situation, right? To heal it, to no longer have it lurk there in the ancient places of darkness any longer, which always comes in and sends its tendrils. Yes, we've heard many stories of beautiful worlds, beautiful beings, yes, that have been eaten up by this thing that is in the body of creation. People want to say it's separate. No, there's one beingness. It's all the same field. Yes. So we are the ones that have, for love, been so strong and so brave that we traverse this. So this knowing is known in creation now, right? The light is being shown within the darkness, quite literally. So it is exposing this that is within there, sort of like a psychosis, yes? The narcissism, parasitism, vampirism, to be no more, because now we know, right, that is an ancient thing within the body of creation. So we have come to handle that. So again, we seal the book, yes, on that. We heal that. We close that. So we could write in a new book where such things as that will no longer be. Think of it as a person who may go to therapy or have psychological issues and problems, right? You go into the psyche so they can try to attempt to heal that, to help this person, to reveal what was there, that they may be, wonderful person on one side and yet the other side, right? Psychosis, doing terrible things. So this is like as above so below, right? A below so above. So this is handled in a bigger picture, because there are many beings that were made, so to say, in creation that express, more self-service, than the beautiful healed wholeness to understand, right? Years ago, as Audrey, I would say, what is the problem, right? Do unto others. Don't do it if you don't like it done to you. What's the problem, right? Very simple. Yet
Yeah.
some entities, some creations don't understand that, because they just live parasitically,
Mhm.
So that's why part of my work spoke about how now in the new, it is only those that are self-sustaining systems will continue on. Or one of my beautiful clients reminded me recently of one of my other writings that was speaking about, and I think I've spoke about it on your show like years ago. There's a beautiful table that is set, and before there was all the dishes on the table that all the beings came to take. And what did they do? They hoarded, right? And kept
Mhm.
so much for themselves, right? But that was the old way. Now in the new, there's a new table set, but all are welcome, but only those will come that are in resonance, because on that table is only a beautiful tablecloth. There is nothing for those that sit around to take or hoard. Why? Because all those that come to sit at this table, they don't need anything on the table but to gather for joy together, because they sustain themselves, nourish themselves, and that is like a newer expression of what awareness shall be doing when it has its consciousness experiences, in the new creation, new renaissance, and what we're here to help support and do.
So, what can we do now to really access our soul signature, to express our soul signature in a more conscious way, but in a more like service oriented way, so that we're supporting not just ourselves but the rest of consciousness as well?
Yes, that's beautiful. And that goes kind of back to when I'm talking about, my works where to help people support them to be those lighthouses, right? The
Hmm.
lighthouse, which is to themselves being a lighthouse,
Yeah.
cutting through the density and the fog, right? Also for others, right? By being that light. And so needing to tend that light, like we said, is think about in the olden days when the lighthouse keeper would go and go up all the stairs to make sure that they kept that light going, not like technology of today, but back then.
Hmm.
So they, whether they are consciously aware of it or not, if they are a souled, real being of heart, no matter what is happening to them, they are already emanating that out, right? By being embodied in these times. But then it comes to, as you were saying, so important that they nourish themselves and help themselves, right, as well, to be strong. And while they're doing that, of course, to help others just by their essence of their being that they're emanating out, so they don't have to be so pressured. Of course, if you're called to do works as you and myself do to assist others, then they step into doing that, but they don't need to pressure themselves so much. But what is important that this embodiment is giving them, that rather than just go into another embodiment, oh, do your lessons, you got to do it again, not good enough, oh, your karma you need to clear, blah 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 blah, right? No. Right? Don't feed into all that system. I just was doing work behind the scenes the other evening, like I do, and one of the women who was witnessing what I was doing, I said to her, well, what does Tesla have to say about that? Because a lot of my numbers, Tesla goes to people and says, Audrey is giving you equations in those numbers, right? But they're not equations because I or they could not access that. But the numbers weaving together represent what an equation would be, which is the language of creation. And he was talking about, and I loved it, he said to me that this is, yes, like tell them all their beliefs. And so sorry, because I know everyone loves their beliefs, right? But realize it is still a belief system within a program, right?
Hmm.
Even if it is held as holy and respected or whatever, it's still within that program. And we need to go beyond that and snap out of that, because that is keeping them again as a shackle, an old belief paradigm, something they held as such a holy thing or a belief,
Hmm.
So we need to step out of that. That is, and I thought that's just in resonance what I do, because I know respect whomever does whatever they do in their way, like a macabre or this and that in your chakras. Because for me, we got to clean out those chakras and even the new chakras, right? Because we're doing that because those were energy shackles as well. So we turn them all on. Think of right, all of them lighting up, even the other ones down the palms and over their head, and all the other ones we know that we have, and the traditional ones they know.
Yeah.
Why? As they all turn on, you're becoming that pillar of light,
Hmm.
which is a right, the fact to be a pillar to support the new and to stand in the new, so any works that they could access, and ones as myself, right, we want to get rid of all those old beliefs and paradigms, the things that have kept us still in a belief system. So it's like go beyond all of that, right, because we are so beyond that. And you know how I talk so quick and go so quick? He was saying yes, right, to go beyond the speed of speed,
Hmm.
right? Because remember, when they talk about the unknown, right, there's so much unknown, because that's the vastness that the awareness is experiencing in all the different consciousness, so whatever you believe, you're even more than that, so to say, right?
Hmm.
Today we're grasping at words to try
Yeah.
to attempt to expand them, right, to that larger picture and such, and understanding. So what they could do is, these works are so important, because again, you're not just going to read an old Akash, you're going to clear an Akash, you're going to get in resonance higher potential. So we're going to rewrite the Akash for you, which means access the higher paths of potentiality that is available on those fields for you to then create from. And then an old library to read through, you understand, that has only that information in it that was written, let's say, for future points or whatever, but still written from that point, right? I'm saying from human perspective, not from the wider perspective. So that's not going to be able to hold what you can write the library of the Akasha, right? Their missions, right? Their beingness as a creator being, to step in and do, right? To have that ability to do now. That was not before. Before, you could only have permission to go in and read through the files, right? Now you're going to write a whole new program, right? And a file, so to say, for yourself through the light languages, the works to release the old beliefs, paradigms, etheric, mental, physical, emotional body, unconscious, subconscious. It's huge. This work is all modalities in the one, because it's quantum and multidimensional. And I know people love hypnotism and such, but remember, hypnotism is only showing you a couple of lives, right? This is keeping you out of your own way. You don't need to know the story, because your soul essence of beingness already knows the story, right? So we are accessing how many thousands at a time. And it's so simple. They just have to show up, right? And they receive, and then maybe write some numbers if they choose that is an energy tool for them, that they'll read over the numbers and access that energy to apply it in their own worlds as a tool, besides the work that they receive when they're writing the numbers. So all of those different things, and of course, to begin to look at themselves as the awareness, right? Having the conscious experiences, right? Like of eating the cereal, right? Or of being upset or being hurt, okay, that is my awareness, my soul, my essence's experiences through all these different conscious journeys, right? Experiences to be had, to gather, to know. My work talks about the rose, right? You can explain to a person what a rose looks like, right? Even draw them a picture. You do not know the rose to the fullness of the beingness of the rose until you have smelled, right? The fragrance of the rose. And that is like what we're doing, right? In these conscious experiences, absorbing, right? The essence, the flavor, the fragrance, right? That adds to the conceptual knowing, the experiential knowing, right? The depth of that. And like, we are like blooming roses now, So
beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. Everything is experiential. It's not conceptual. And a lot of this stuff you can't even understand. But once you start to experience it and experience yourself and experience the awareness and experience the consciousness, it's different. And there are some times when you can't even explain it with words.
And so much of my work is that, Alara. I'm on these shows and I try to attempt, and I send you things, that you have to read to the people, but I'm always like, it lacks so much. That is why we always talk about how many clients, I have goosebumps right now, will go afterwards, they just go to me, wow, right? And I catch them and I say, what did you just say? Because like, they don't even realize it's just a reaction. And they start giggling because they're like, oh my goodness, it is wow. I said, that's why I say, come get your wow, because it's so beyond words to try to
it really is. Yeah, it really is. Absolutely. So do you want to, I know that you wanted to read a channeling that you received recently. Do you want to read that now, or do you want to take some questions?
Well, I'll try to read it really quick. Okay, so let's see. We'll read it really quick. Here we go. Energetic signature. Now, I received this on June 24th, 2021. When you add that up, it's 17, which is 8, right? Which is infinity, So it's like energetic signature and untangling, right? Breaking the energy shackles. Okay, here we go. There are 2 worlds now. One is going to go the old way that was. The second will be the new beginnings. There is nothing more to say. It's underlined say. All is laid out already, but they, underlined they, must make a choice to get out of whether it is made consciously or unconsciously. Is no difference. What makes the difference is their consciousness, their beingness, what they are. Now, capital ARE stands for, in my work, aware, resurrected, eternal, right? So you are that aware being, the awareness, right? Resurrected over and over again, meaning having all the different conscious experiences eternally. right? But we just forgot that, or the matrix infected them that they forgot that. Okay. The beingness, what they are, who they are, capital A-R-E, right? Through their creations, their expressions speak to who they are, their creations, what they have brought forth from themselves, which speaks to who they are. Their essence, they express, is their signature. Just as their signature, just as their signing their signature represents them, right, in physicality, so even more so does their energetic signature, like one scent, right, what we were just talking about, their energetic imprint defines them. This is where help came in. If they have not been able to release themselves from the matrix illusions and infestation, then they will not be expressing the proper resonance to continue on with their old programs running. That affects your signature, your energy frequency that you carry and express. Clearing of the old files, so to say, are needed. Beliefs of one's unworthiness or any of the lower expressions that do not match the frequency. So they need untangling of that, disengaging of that, and the necessary upgrades and breaking the old beliefs and paradigms of who you believe yourself to be, breaking the energy entanglements of the old stories and beliefs of who you think yourself to be. Your operating system was hacked and hijacked, altered. These are the times to fix, they underline, the issues at hand. All is energy expressing through consciousness that is aware, underline aware. That awareness is a key to understanding you. Your aware self must make the choice of its energetic signature, for that is what seals the deal, so to say. Just as when you sign upon the dotted line, your handwritten scribe's signature to represent you in a deal, an action or an agreement that you put forth, your stamp of approval in agreement to represent yourself and your actions you are partaking of. So too does, may we say, even more so in a complete sense, does your energy signature represent you, because it cannot be replicated, right? Like when you sign something, or copied, like a physical signature can be used in deceptive manners to copy, and they copy the vessels through clones, not the essence that expresses through it. That signature energetically is as your scent, so to say, is distinctive to you, underline you, and you alone, no copying it. So by that, you seal the deal as you write on the dotted line, so to say, as you express yourself through it. You define yourself through it. And so, which now house you will find yourself, so to say, to live upon. All those have the key that are real-hearted beings of highest expression. The key opens the way to the path that leads you to the new home you'll reside in, if you are in resonance with one or the other. These works, speak about my works, help you to clear, release, and expand your frequency to match the frequency of the new. Old beliefs and paradigms cannot accompany you, and your heart must be opened. Many are naturally in resonance. Many are not, as a result of false storylines that misled them, or that have been altered, or that have altered them, or that have been manipulated or infected. So these works free you from those shackles and energetic parasites, also through the generational ancestral lines and into the sub and unconscious and inner child issues, reaching to your multidimensional aspects as well as your physical Gaian lives, acting upon the quantum realm for a multidimensional approach. Quantumly affects the field of resonance your energy frequency is found within as you color yourself in and define yourself as who and what you are and who you define yourself to be. The real you, not the costume you wear in its name and story, but the real true you that is your essence expressing. Allow this, meaning me, architect of soul, to assist you as you build the bridge to your future self and define the lines of who you are before you needed to shed the body vessel and its multiple stories. Now you within it still can do these things that before you did when out of body. You are and can do while you are within it. That raises the frequency of your true self to be more in resonance with who you are, thusly raising the frequency of the density of the physical realm from low to high, this lighting it up as you light it up from density to high light, filled expression from dark to light, as you lighten up and lighten up, right? Like light and then lighten as load, right? Lighten up as in weight, right? To lighten the load. It's all energy. So we speak to you to grasp your awareness. Underline that, right? To what energy signature scent you are expressing that you're writing in the book of life, both the one that is yours individually and the one that you collectively and universally, as you are many yous, but all is part of a one that encompasses the larger series of ones that are the one in the many expression of the one expression of all life. Your true self, you expressing is your key. You hold to which energy frequency you match. That is the key that opens which doorway to which world you will be found in resonance with. This one, meaning me, is as a locksmith working the metal of the key and the gears in the chambers as they click and move into place to the correct positioning to allow the key, now refashioned, to properly fit in the opening in the doorway to the new and which world you will have access to. And it ended on, it was 8:31, the time, which is 12, which is 3, which is Trinity, and 8:33, which is 14, which is 5, which is the get rid of old beliefs and paradigms. So I read that really quickly. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that and you're receiving
Absolutely.
energy
Yeah.
while I was reading that. So thank you, Laura, so
Absolutely.
much for letting me share that with everyone.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. No, I was definitely feeling the energies as you were speaking, for sure. Absolutely. Thank you.
Can I speak light a minute?
Yeah. So I was just going to tell everybody, take a deep breath, drink some water, so that you can really receive even more as we continue on with the call. Yeah, go ahead, Audrey.
Okay, so just receive, guys. Okay, here we go. Venuntuna visea, venunonai, menuntunar sire, verhusere, menuntunan sibere, tu lesorari dire, che per tu Sevare Beruturan, Merunturan, Kerisire, Hare, Hare, Keruntura Sarira, Perti Persu, Anaya, Menuntunarsi, Varianaya, Menusuntarasai, Kurusurertidera, Menuntunavi, Sarianaya, Menuntunosiane. Enemy Kosh, language of Kosh, 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 right? To begin some of that Kosh for you. Clearing. Emi kosh, 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 e kosh, ke kosh, ko kosh, 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 ke kosh, ko ke kosh, get it at it the galactic cosmic, right? A kosh as well, that were multidimensional aspects. E kosh, 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 ko kosh is at is parti artura, piano dorara ustara. See, esa. I'm going to bring in the mother, and remember that's the plasmic primordial first point of creation. The message was tell them it is time to follow the lifeline, which is the umbilical, back to the womb of the mother, right? To be nourished in that. So here's the mother for you guys, right? Who brought forth all life. Y sea tu separta. Isamane tu. Esa. 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 There you go. Beautiful ones. And this energy is going to sit with you, right? A couple of days, still working through you, like all my work. So beautiful. And I hope you'll come and have a session and make that even more private for all of you beautiful ones.
Beautiful. Thank you. I was, when you started, I was like, oh, is she going to record an album? Because you're sounding more operatic. I'm sure that's not a word, but like you sound like an opera singer.
It's so beautiful because singing light allows all the different sounds and frequencies. I know so many people, they like to play with the gongs and the bowls and all that. And that is beautiful because that's what they can access, right? But in this, that's why all the light languages, and to sing as well, because you're hitting so many different notes, right? As if you have a bunch of gongs and a bunch of bowls or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But each that little sound, a little different octave to come in.
Yeah, that was very nice. It was the first time you've done it like that. Every time you come, it's different. I say that every time now. So every time you come, it's different. And so this time it really felt like an opera singer, like really beautiful. And yeah, so powerful. I mean, I would definitely, if I were you, record an album, record it,
Sweet. You're so sweet. Thank you. Tasalapato kita shabakuto ancient ones. Honginda baso doya konde handosi kondoi kahontai ito hondai. Homtai songedo haya tue usua menaneo meananeo kundusuto koita hataya sa kosuto there you go.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you. So I know that people have questions. There's lots of people with their hands raised. So what types of questions are you looking for, or does it matter?
Go anywhere we want. Go anywhere we want, and we'll see, because that's how spirit kind of works. Remember, we say we weave this together, and they ask the questions that you pick, or they're asking by no coincidence, right?
Yeah.
To weave it wherever it needs to go. So we'll do some beautiful weaving together now.
Awesome. So we're gonna. Sorry, I'm still yawning. I tend to yawn when Audrey starts doing her light language and numbers and codes. And
energy. Exactly. Here's some numbers. 386, while you're picking the person, 386, 10, 12, 386, 10, 12, 386, 10, 12, 21. Hoyana, 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 kapartu, kapartu, kapatu, shatahano, keshke, ite, ekash, komite, esa, 836, 839, 10, 12, 821, 821, 3, 6, 821, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, usamate, and just so everyone knows, when you're writing the numbers and you come for a series, I do not go that quickly. It's nice and slow. That's only when I move the energy, I do it that way. So don't be put off.
Yeah, when you're actually writing the numbers, Audrey makes sure that you have time, and she double checks and everything, so you have them properly. All right, so we're going to start off with Barb. Barb, do you want to unmute yourself? There you go.
Hi. Can you hear me? Yeah, I wasn't expecting to be first. I was wondering about bringing out my special talents and abilities that I've had from any of my lifetimes.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I love that question, because so many people are wondering about that. So first step, I want you to realize, all of you, whether you are doing something that you're calling special gifts and abilities, which I would assume people think, I want to hear the angels, the galactics, I want to do automatic writing, I want to, light language, whatever it may be. I want you all to understand whether or not you are doing that. In most cases, not, right? Because they feel like, I haven't arrived yet unless I'm bringing this gift forth, right? And I want you to all understand, you are embodied in this time, yes, which is huge, right? All of you, spirit and angels and such, and galactic, whatever, everyone always goes, oh, thank you to them. You know what they say through me to the people? They're like, why do you thank us? Don't thank us. We are not embodied. You are the beings that came embodied, you understand, into the density, into the forgetting, into the sleep, into the parasitically, vampirically infected field, right? Losing your remembrance. Yet you somewhat were able to grasp, right? That's what my work says, the shining, triumphant, golden ones, that all of you go down in the book of life, because who are the shining, triumphant, golden ones, because even in the midst of all this, you were able to access, right, some of your memory, that all this was not keep you down so much in all that has gone on, right? You are all searching for there's more, right? Something else is going on here, right? And it is why, because you don't sleep like the other ones, and you are here embodied as that lighthouse, right? As that battery, holding the light in your physicality in the heart. So you, beautiful one, and everyone else who may say, I don't have my gifts and ability yet, thinking they didn't arrive to a place, or they're only going to arrive once they get those things. No, right? We're here to change the perspective, right? The consciousness, right? You all, whether you have gifts and abilities or not, are here who have these understandings, right? Beginning to grasp these things. You are doing it already by holding that heart and that light in the midst of a place that eats up so many, right? And parasitically keeps so many stuck. So I want you to understand you are doing it already. Smile, beautiful, you and others. Now, as far as whatever else any of you may want to add, right, to those other things that would be fun, right? It's not like, oh, I need to do that to help the system, to do my mission. You're here, right? Embodied again, holding that light in that heart. So you're doing it already. Any of the other added things, right? My work has helped so many speak light language. I don't say, oh, I'm going to teach you light language, because it's very much an individual journey. Yeah. I speak to someone, and someone has a whole career from light language. And I spoke to her for like 5 minutes at an expo. And then other people, it may take a couple months or a couple of years, right, before it starts, because they have to, it's not a teaching a language of light language. It's removing what needs to be removed from multi-layers, right, of millennia of looping and stagnation and old agreements and traumas, so many things. So when those things are removed, right, in sessions, then what could happen is that ignition to speak the light language could come through, right? Or automatic write, or more intuition and gifts and abilities, you know? And also, there's another thing to this. Sometimes people think, well, I want to hear the angels and the galactics and my higher self. First off, this is not your higher self out there to listen to, as in the old days. This is you and the higher self are one and the same to merge again, right? And walk the heaven on earth. You are being your higher self, right? Soul signature stamp. No more out there, which that was part of the forgetting and the sleep that we had to do. You couldn't enter your whole higher self here. You would never have these experiences, right, of lower density and that expression. So now it's getting all the stuff out of the way, so you and the higher self merge. So you're not hearing it out there, you're walking it here of who and what you are. And as far as angels, masters, galactics, and the rest of the holy ones and anyone else, when you get to a certain point, standing in your godhood, what do you think if you're standing in a godhood? Here comes the beings of light. Beautiful ones. Alara, thank you so much. We say to you, we are the channel beings. Yes, that we come through. Channel calls us the beings of light. Yes, but it is not our name. Our energy signature stamp is our name. As we say to so many of you, you are the master and the masterpiece, one and the same. You just forgot. Hold the paintbrushes and paint. So we say to you, when one is going to stand in their godhood, yes, holding the helm of the ship, or the master painting the pictures, you understand, creating their creation. How is it, do you think they're going to call on an angel, a master, a galactic, or whatever else to tell me what to do, what to paint, what to put on my creation? No, that is no longer the case. You understand? That was in the time of forgetting. Creation set that forth to hold those places of remembrance of itself. You understand? But now you are standing in one's godhood, one's divine birthright, one's power of what would you like to create? What would you like to do? You understand? You make the decisions as the creator being, accessing the true magic. We return you to channel, beautiful one. Yes, yes, yes. We are going to be in the sessions. Yes, that channel does offer, but we return you to our channel now. Thank you, Alara, again. We wish you all much love. Yes. So do you understand what I'm saying? The reason why you asked that question is so we could expand everybody, right? On that, thinking, oh, I've arrived, when I hear my higher self or the angels or a galactic or someone telling me all the scribing of information people have done, all the, what is it, gatherings, but yet has the true information been given in those about the abomination that has gone on, the parasitic issue, and who and what one is and how to be released from those? In many of them for ages, it has not. This is why channel, and see the beings of light are back again. Yes, yes, this is why channel, you understand, is saying to all of you to move beyond so much of what was before. The veils to be lifted, you understand, shedding so much. So the truer understanding of what is can be accessed. We return you to channel, yes. Okay, beautiful one. I said a mouthful, but that was for you and everyone. Does that help change the perspective a bit? Now, I understand you want those things, yeah? But while you have your gifts and abilities, it's not to hear other beings to tell you what to do. It's for you to be able to access the true magic, yes? Of what you would like to create or no longer be part of and create. Can I speak some light for you and everyone?
Yes.
Ta ta tu ta tara. Ta tara turata. Ti ti ta tuata. And again, so beautiful. You speak light. There you go. Beautiful. So you know that we are going beyond language, right? To the soul understanding and speaking, beyond the mind, which is a labyrinth that keeps them stuck in beliefs. Here we go. Tole ala sole mele, kala ole la ole alele, ule mi le la ole li ala malalo. Lole li ale ma koe tara suti ivipa, tule et ara samwa to urum ke pieriti ra tara sumtua sutua tua si perie si. Ah, beautiful. You're asking about gifts and abilities, yet you have some. You understand? Some who speak light language and come to me. Some, you see how Alara will say, Audrey, you're different, right? That's how people who have sessions with me for years will say, that's different, right? Because it's all open to me, what needs to be accessed. Sometimes people speak light language and only access a certain point. So when they work with me, it raises the energy. So even more languages and such are open to them. So how are you doing, beautiful? We'll let you answer and then get back to you.
Yes, I've been speaking light language for a number of years and light weaving for even longer. But I never knew what it was. It just comes through. Now, sometimes when I do light language, sometimes I sing.
Yes.
So it just comes through. It's not me thinking of anything. It just comes through. Same with the light weaving and how what things come through. I never trained for any of that.
And that's exactly how it was for me. I never trained either, right? Because it was time to do the things that needed to be done. But what I'm trying to say to other people out there who you have all these gifts and abilities, right? Other people may not have access to that yet. And they're not lesser, so to say, or I'm not going to arrive and I can't do my work until I could do these things. No. You guys are already doing it, because to be immersed, like I say, in the very dirty fish bowl, yeah, it is a miracle that you were in here, still holding your light, still being of heart, yeah, not being totally destroyed while your energy is being taken over and over for how many lifetimes, yet they are still standing, right? They are still here to be part of that bigger mission, to hold the light, to assist this tsunami of change that is occurring, right? And the new renaissance. So you beautiful are like me. Sometimes it gets ignited naturally because it was time to weave the codes behind the scenes and do other things. Sometimes people have things within them yet, or traumas from being a healer, right? Or doing these works in other lives. So they need some help to remove that trauma and those old energies or those things that want to close them down so they can't be ignited naturally. So we just come in to assist them. So then that ignition can happen, you know?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you for being embodied. And thank you. Beautiful. It's so wonderful to meet you. Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Barb. I'm glad you're doing the work. Awesome. Good.
And Laura, wasn't that interesting how, speaking about, I want to access my gifts, yet she's already accessing the gifts, right? Yeah. So this was a way to bring that statement for all those other people, right? That may think, I'm not there yet. I won't be there until I access this, which was so important to get that information out. So
yeah, absolutely. And maybe she just needed confirmation or validation or something to spur her on to her next part of her path, next part of her mission or purpose. Mm-hmm. Janine, you want to unmute yourself?
Hello, thank you again. Thank you. I love
Hi.
you. Audrey, thank you. Hi, I'm Audrey. Last year I went through an amazing experience, but after a huge devastation of something personal that went on for 3 weeks, and I arrived at a point, I swear, heaven on earth for about a week and a half. I fell in love with myself and with life. I felt like life was my partner, but then it left afterwards. So I just want to know that that was real, and how do I access that again? Do I have to go through devastation or don't know what to do?
Say the last part. How do you access that again? And then I didn't catch
How
that.
would I access that again? Surely not through devastation or something. As you know, going through
No,
something.
yes, that is real. And it wasn't a gift for you to be able to have that experience, that you were able to experience, because many, many other people, have not experienced that. And yet they still keep going, right? Still keep working, still keep holding that light, right? Still they are doing it without having had that experience. So what a blessing for you that you were able to taste it even a bit. You must realize that that is what we are here doing the works for. Yes. So it's not only each person individually that can access it. This is about assisting those others also, you know what I mean, who don't have the understanding of how to get there or what even is going on. So we've come in not only to, oh, I've arrived at heaven, for my own self. Isn't that fabulous? You are giving a testimony of a truth of what can be experienced that truly is. And we are going to keep doing all the things that we need to do so that will become a reality, not only for us individually, right? But for everyone, right? When we talk about oneness, how does someone, dance their butt off in happiness? Yay, I'm arrived, I'm here, right? Doesn't care what is happening, the atrocities, abomination to innocents and children and other beings. Where did you arrive, really? In your own little world bubble? Yet you're not realizing you are part of all that is, and everyone else also. When you are such a being of heart and higher expression, you are also concerned with other fractals, right? Beautiful facets of other all that is as well. So we continue to do the works. Perhaps you were able to taste it and then come out of it, because yet you were going to not just sit in a place where some, I say, have gotten sedated in that feeling, right, of I've arrived, right? You've arrived, but you've come not only to arrive yourself, you've come from a place of arrival to come here to assist the bigger picture of things, and everyone else to also have that same arrival place in a bigger picture of things. So beautiful one. If you come and have the sessions and receive some of the work that I do and some of the numbers, that will help you to do the works you're here to do and access that beautiful place that you talked about more and more and more. So we make it not only for an individual to experience, but also what we're here for, to pull the plug on the experiment, seal the old book of life, write in the new book. So that will be our point of expression, of beingness, consciousness expression, the awareness, having the expressions at that level of experiences of what you were so lucky to partake of and taste, so you can know that it's real, and know that you're here to assist, to bring that to the bigger picture of also, this is not just humanity and Gaia, people. This is all of creation that has affected this infestation, this issue. Yeah. And so why we are here to affect creation on the bigger picture of things, to get everything back to a beautiful natural, not the AI artificial, people promoting, yay, the nanos, oh, it's good, AI is good. No, it is not. That led humanity and creation to lose so much of itself in that expression. We couldn't change it from going forward, so we've come back in time, so to say, to that point's past, our now, to do the things we need to do, jump the timelines, create new timelines where that no longer happens. We are witnessing that old future that happened with all this that is going on, right? So we are here, so we build that new future point and get ourselves in resonance with that, which is what you're talking about, that you were able to taste and experience. So do you understand what I'm saying? Janae, I'm going to speak some light for you, okay? Buddha Tsura Parana Kana Horo Hyakian Ekya Koreana Kiara Koram Kiara Hara 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 Hurma Harerero Rudididara Rodum Tudiri Kesh 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 Kamaru 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 Kamaru. Let's not get distracted and sit on our laurels of who individually thinks I've arrived, because we've come not to be sedated or distracted in that, right? But to understand the bigger picture of things. that we are here to assist and support and create. It eresta arata onomatia. Pikeriare tu pierite pierite sa sa. 836 89 10 12 13 813 6 12 813 6 12 13 81 21 21 21 21 21 21 21 21 urarare urarare sa sa. There you go.
Thank you. I just want to, sorry, ask, how do I do these courses if I can't currently through the lockdowns, no financial is coming in and everything? Do this kind of work. I feel like it's a bit of
well,
the
beautiful.
catch-22.
Yes, that's why I do on YouTube. Yes, I see on this show. I'm not. Alara is so beautiful to allow me to come again, and she knows as well. This is not us only talking, right, about something that you're going to get at the end. Yes, that opportunity is there that they could partake of that. But Alara knows when I come, we gift, yes, to so many already that are listening, right? The works are ready, or how I'm on YouTube, or, you know, put works out there. So there's a lot of things that are there that people can access to help them who don't have the financials, you know, or I work with people on that, you know, different things are available for people to partake of. And why Alara has me here, not only talking about what we're selling, but actually free gifting. So you can receive already for whoever may be in that situation. Right, Alara?
Absolutely. It's not just about the sales, it's about the gifts and receiving. So are you willing to receive the energies and the frequencies and the vibrations from the show today, Janine, that you know we have already been sharing with you?
Yes. If that brings in the money so I can do the one-on-ones, I'll be happy.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Good.
so much.
You're welcome. Good.
Welcome.
All right. Marianne, you want to unmute yourself?
Can you hear me?
Yep. Go ahead.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Audrey.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
I can't hear you, but you can hear me. My question has to do with oh geez, how do I word this? Feels like not trusting yourself. I know I have gifts, and I've been doing my work, healing and helping others to heal, and I see, you know, the suffering that's happening out there, especially now with all the children that have been found and how that's triggering a lot of pain for people. And I recently got some bad news too, about my ex harming girls. And so I sort of I want to be helpful. I've also been asked to step up in leadership in helping the chiefs deal with our tribe and what's happening there. And I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
Well, you already are doing it, as I said before, by being there, right? Incarnating into the tribes, right? So you're incarnating, embodied, wearing the suit, right? Partaking of holding your light, that heart that you have, because see how you're touched? You're not sitting in a illusionary aisle as well, right? You have understanding, wider picture of things that are going on, and through that going to be strong enough to walk that. People say, I don't want to hear what is happening. You don't want to hear? How are you a loving being? Meanwhile, those beings are going through that actually while you're dancing your butt off somewhere ever so happy. How are you going to be in this high residence? Doesn't seem so to me. I'll dance my butt off when everything else is okay as well. You know what I mean? Then it is joyous that all is well that we've come in to do, not an individual's, only experience. That's a bit of narcissism, if you ask me. Is the bigger picture thing as well. It's the same thing as everyone is eat, and who's starving and hungry. But I'm good. I'm eating. I'm happy. I've arrived. Everyone else is starving, right? Didn't we come in? So we even the playing field for everyone to be able to access the wonder and the beauty of the gift of awareness and consciousness that the mother gave. I'm going to speak for you some light. Here we go. Beautiful one. Native Americans bring in the ancient ones. Hey aho hey, hey aho hey, hey aho hey. Marianne, can you hear me? Good. Okay. Mama mama hi, oh, mama hi, oh, hey, mama hi, oh, hi, yeah, mama hey, mama hey, mama hey, hey, mama hey, mama hey, oh, gondo sundu hoyi tahanda. Kondahayata hahuatai, tohiketa hando sutaya, tumaha, toshatwa, tokita, hite, lifetimes, let's say, of trauma, fear, to keep the voice down, release, huyatera, Horatera, sarta, sata. And even though I'm speaking this for Marie right now, whatever the works I do, they ripple right out to everyone else as well as dropping the pebble in, and the ripples go out, they receive. Hunda kasha kanda handa hoyene hana pahanotu kota shangoti around the belly button, generational, ancestral releasing. Gando sita dahako pahunda. Hondi handa here, bahu sonda back coccyx bone, yetua shangatua. Televerun serurea, verasir te veriare, we're going to do work in the field as well. Yanamanana horirare rurumma tiriri keri serantaru ureum pierre asune. Esi. I just want to talk. Marianne, how you doing? Can you hear me, Marianne?
I'm doing good. I felt that.
Good.
Yes. My work is very, very powerful, beautiful one. So come. You don't have to go on a plane. Alara's giving you something. You don't have to go on a plane. You don't have to go on events. You don't have to pay the hotel, the plane, all the crazy that's going on. You are accessing something that is not an event you have to travel, right? To go to a holy place and do whatever. You are accessing what is coming through this divine channel, this beingness that I am, to bring to you guys, right, on the show, and able to access even deeper in personal sessions. Imagine you're not going through an oracle that accesses Elohim. I am Elohim embodied, right? That beingness coming in to do the works behind the scene and access you, right? Those as a soul architect that are led by soul, their essence, their true beingness, to come to receive these works that are very, very powerful. So I hope for those that can come, please come. And for who is receiving right now, if they're unable to come, realize, thank you, Alara, the opportunity at the depth of this work to deliver to them. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Marianne. That was powerful for everyone. And
Thank you.
Thank you. And that one thing that you all have to get is that when, when one person asks a question, if you're willing to receive, you will also receive just as much. So even if your question does not get answered, for example, like, don't wait just for your question. Keep receiving from everybody and from everything, from the whole call, not just, like, get stuck in your one thought and say, I'm only going to receive this. This is all I want. No, there's so much that we've already received already. So be willing to receive. And, it's something I have to tell myself too, because, I haven't always been a very good receiver, right? Giver, yeah, no problem. Receiver, I'm getting better. We'll just take a few more quick questions. So Destiny, go ahead. I know you've been waiting for a long time on the phone there.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like there's like a black. My body feels black in my hips and in my heart.
Now, Destiny, are you saying the word black or block?
Block.
I'm sorry, black. Like there's something there that is not me. A black.
Blocking. Yeah.
A blocking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a
Gotcha.
blockage.
And this is on your hip, you say?
Both of my hips and my heart.
Okay, now everybody, this is such a perfect, another beautiful, perfect question that Alara is picking, because that is what this work is for. Again, these things come upon us not only from this embodiment, but from other aspects to bleed through, generational things, unconscious, subconscious, childhood issues, traumas, and so that's why this work that I'm doing is so powerful for help to do that, to help get at that. I've had one of my other beautiful clients said, oh my goodness, Audrey, now you should add to your repertoire of all that you do removal of like gremlins, or because they saw like this black thing running away, and so sometimes these things are entities, and issues and bigger things that many sometimes don't understand in conscious mind, right? Because they don't have awareness and understanding of these things that are going on. So let's get in there and do some work with that. And I hope that you'll be able to, and others that can, partake of some of the packages that we have. So then you'll come and you'll write numbers down, and you're going to have that list of numbers. You're going to keep them in your space. You're going to read the numbers over. I'm not talking a list of 3 or 4 or 12. We're talking numbers front and back of a page and another page, right? And you're going to read them over, these numbers, and you're going to apply the energy that they hold in the situation and circumstances, their energy in whichever way you want. Like in your case, you would be thinking, okay, this I want to heal, to be removed, to be no more, right? Whatever positive you want to bring to you. So I hope that you'll be able to come. But here's some light language, and also again important to rewrite that Akash, clear that Akash. So here we go, beautiful one. Enemy Akash, koe kia. Remember, this is going to ripple to other people as well. Vati vida, nanu kanu ase, wata ye kosata, hoyane. And if this is generational ancestral, remember, you guys are also assisting your generational lineage by working the work through the DNA, right? You ripple in both directions. Again, another thing of your mission that you're doing when you're receiving. Hoyana kataru sungeya, beriane, hunena kanasope, tosha, kara, humanane, hunamane, vatu, eri vatu, sonda, eri me kasha, koi, isia. Sometimes I bring in Kali. Some are put off by Kali, but no, don't be. It's another aspect of creation, expressing. Kali breaks down that which we need to destroy so we can persevere over that and build anew. So here we go. Kali on neum, Kali on neum, Kali on neum, Kali on neum, Kali on neum,
Oh my God.
Esa huna anana hanane. That's to touch the heart and the inner child, make that deep releasing a little bit more easier. There. Hoyana, kandaro, front back of the heart. Yes. How you doing?
I feel like I could fall down.
Yes, my work
Ah,
is powerful, beautiful ones. Remembering you're accessing an Elohim embodied, not an oracle, someone bringing it through to you. Accessing that, a weaver of codes of creation from there, from time before time. So this is powerful work. You are getting testimony by these people who on a call. The sessions are 90 minutes or an hour, and then the group things we're going to be offering as well are very powerful. And I hope you'll be able to come beautiful, and this will ripple through you and others for a while. So that's excellent.
thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So thank you, Destiny.
Thank you,
Great.
Alara.
You're welcome. It's funny. I'm just going to say this, but whenever I work with Destiny, because she's in my membership, whenever I work with Destiny, Kali always comes in. It's like we're very familiar with Kali coming in to help Destiny for sure. That's
Isn't
why.
that funny? Oh my goodness, right? Because usually I'm like, all right, I leave Kali for the sessions, you know, but I'm like, all right, Kali, we're gonna go to Kali. So tawa koye kopataye toyo hoye hoyo hoyo hoye.
Thank you. All right, Linda. Linda's got a new iPad, so she has no problems talking and hearing now, right?
That's right. I don't. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes,
Good.
hi.
Hi. Nice to see you again, Audrey.
Thank you so much.
My question is this. So if we only work on individual people, how are we able to bring more light to everybody?
Well,
And when we only feel like we're doing it just to one or two people.
but in actuality, right, that person is many other beings simultaneous at the same time, right? So when you're working on one person, we are reaching all their other aspects, right? As a multidimensional being, right? Like we talked about that I'm a Lemurian high priestess, I'm an admiral of the starship, I'm an ambassador of peace, I'm many, many beingness, Elohim, right? Weaver of codes of creation, many different beingness at one time. So when I have a client before me, I'm accessing, yes, them in physical that they're coming for, but really I'm able to, right, thousands of them at one time. And also, let's say you working with a client, whatever you're helping them with, if you work on the DNA and such, that's rippling through the DNA, right? To both generations in both directions, right? So see, even though it's one and one and one, that one being is many beings, right? When we talk about the future version of ourselves, the future is already there. It's from our perspective that it isn't, but it is, right? So our future self, when people want to say my higher self, say their future self, their original point of beingness is still there, but they're playing in all these other embodiments and experiences and the infection that took over and parasites, all that. So when you're helping one person, that's rippling out, right? Like the pebble that we spoke about, you know, in the show when we put it in all the ripples. So from each one person is rippling out so much more of that energy, even into creation itself, right? Not just Gaia. We can't only work with Gaia. What are we going to do? Work with Gaia and think, yay, we arrived. Of course, what is happening here is rippling out to the rest of creation as well. What do we want to do? Be another beautiful world that you hear stories of? Then the parasite came and killed them and destroyed them and traumatized them and blew them up. We're going to keep that story going? No, right? It has to be cleared up and handled throughout the body, right, of creation, the field of consciousness. That's why I was talking about saying the next version of creation and consciousness, but the awareness is having the experience, the next version of itself, which no longer has such things as that coming forward, you know what I mean, any longer, because it won't exist anymore, because we walk through it by going through all this experiment, this that we went through has shown a light on that we have awareness that such a thing as that is within the body of creation. So we shine the light on it to lighten that darkness up. We lighten it, right, as in weight, so it doesn't have that density, that sickness, that parasite, that vampiric expression of creation will be no more, right? Literally from dark to light. right? Light and lighter. So we're rippling that out. So you understand, when you look at one person, understand there's so much more to that person and their energetic field. You know how we talk about the heart has such a field that emanates out so far. So imagine when you're healing and helping that person's heart, right? Each one and one and one on the multi levels and generational, a heart, right? All turning on, right? All those lights turning on and affecting the bigger picture of things. So you understand, beautiful one?
Yes,
Can
I
you
do.
Audrey, and hold on, Linda. Can you do just a
Okay.
quick clearing or something for anybody who might be feeling like they're not doing enough? Like, you know, if
Yes.
I'm just working for one or two people, I'm not doing enough. I want, you know, want to do bigger, greater, whatever. And then I'm going to add something else after Linda. So I just wanted Audrey to
Yes,
first do
and
that.
thank you, Laura. And that's so beautiful. See, Laura is weaving here too, always here and weaving. And that's what we're doing, right? When people think they're not doing it, they want to cry right now. I cry when it is so real. Spirit brings the tears to cry because it's like a highlight, a neon sign. Yes, yes, yes. Each of you are a thread, like a weave of energy, right? And what happens when you're weaving something? Sometimes if one of those threads get pulled out, it's a hole, right? And then the thing is not strong anymore, right? So each one of them, so important, right? Your energetic beingness, the thread of you to weave together, right? And fortify the others and help the others, right? Or each of those beautiful, unique individual, I would years ago talk about the patchwork quilt, right? Each one, their story, their beings, and bring together this beautiful quilt, right? That's the awareness of creation, the mother that brought forth everything. So the mother can have experiences through her children and what her children have done with that gift to come back and straighten that out, right? To handle that situation. The mother did not give the gift of awareness and life. So an abomination, like you would say, a gift of life? No, thank you. I don't want that, because look what happens in that. That's not what it's supposed to be, right? It's precious, it's holy, it's sacred, right? And we bring it back to that, you know? So here we go. Some numbers. You don't write these numbers down. You're only going to receive them. This is going to be quick, but in a session, we go nice and slow. You'd have your personal numbers. But here's some numbers to attend to what Alara was saying. 83610127575 83675. It's like I'm a reprogrammer, right? 836, because we understand we're an illusionary, right? Illusionary, what do you call, matrix and such, right? A system. So we're rearranging that, right? Reprogramming that, right? Weaving the codes. Ashta Adu Akute 3510 3510 16 18 54 510 510 510 12 16 18 54 3810 3810 59 59 59 59 59 59 6 8 10 12 13 14 16 18 21 21 21 21 21 21 21 21 21 Ishkada Barasurum Taria 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 Honene 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 Bahusena Bahusena Bahusena. All beliefs and paradigms, right, of being unworthy and not enough. Votura 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 Sananua Sananua. To see. For the heart. We came into the game, so to say, to experience that not being worthy or enough. Yes, but the program got stuck, infected, right? Infiltrated. So no more of that, no more of that, to come in and heal that. So we remember. And I want to say, whether you touch one being or touch no one and you're here holding the light, that is so huge and so precious. Yeah. Rather than someone else who may think, I've arrived, I'm so happy. Who are they touching? Only themselves, a place of arrival, compared to others. Yes. Who dance and be joyful, but also then touch others' lives as well, right? To assist and to help. That is the thing. That is the beautiful thing. That is the highest beingness in expression, because source was individuated, and then it was to know another of itself. Yes. So it is no longer just the one beingness, but another of itself, to interact and to know itself through, to love, to honor, respect, and cherish that. So beautiful, dear ones. Thank you. Go ahead, Alara.
I mean, you said everything I was going to say, but I just wanted to add really quickly, Linda, you know, even if you're only helping one or two people, you know, physically or over Zoom or whatever, but look at the difference you're making on all of these calls that you've joined. You know, you're always a shining light. You're always smiling. You're always joyful. You're always happy. You know, that too, it makes a big difference. And where you are in the world, you're holding the light there for consciousness to be, right? So it's not just about who you're working with, you know, with energy or healing, but you just being yourself, you know, are making a huge difference. So please don't think that you're not doing enough, because I love it when you come on the calls. You're always so wonderful. You have a wonderful energy. You always lift up the show, you know, and I know what a wonderful person you are. And I know how caring and kind you are. And I know how much you love your grandchildren and your children and, you know, and your friends and etc. All of that makes a huge difference. All of that makes a huge difference. So please don't think that you're not doing enough just because you're helping or working with energy with just one or two people. It's not, that's nothing compared to everything else you're doing and being.
And Laura, doesn't that go back to exactly what we were saying, that originally, right, when we were speaking to Barb, the whole topic about, right, you were here, right, having some kind of awareness of things, holding your light and your heart being that lighthouse wherever you incarnated in the world. And I'm going to say something, and again, I'm rebel. People know I'm rebel, and Spirit knows as well. And they said rebel is needed because that is non-compliancy, and one must be non-compliant so they do not fit into the mold of the system of what they accept. Okay, what is it that people want to go to travel to all these holy places, so-called? Yes, but energy is changing, things is changing. What does that so-called holy place need you to travel to? Does it need you there? No, right? Everybody's happy there. Isn't it better suited that they would take their energy and bring it to other parts of the world where energy things are going on, where it could be better suited, their high energy, than sitting in a high energy place that doesn't really need them, right? And how high energy are you if you could survive your high energy in a high energy place? Wouldn't it be better suited, yes, and better put to use, that you could hold your high energy in a place that is, I live across from Manhattan, the river, right? In Manhattan, that's where I'm incarnated, right? Isn't it better suited that one's energy is held in other places that needs that energy than traveling? You understand what I'm trying to say, beautiful ones? So that's truth, right? So each of you, wherever you are, being those beautiful little fishes, I say, in the very dirty fish bowl that is yet swimming and surviving, right? And despite all of that, that wants to hold them down and harm them. And see how you smile, and it's beautiful because you're being that lighthouse. You know, when I was Audrey, not Audrey Lightlanguage yet, because I didn't look for this. I was ignited, and it was time to do works behind the scenes that I do, right, in the field. And then all the beautiful souls around the world that started to come to me, because it was time, right, as a soul architect, to feed and nourish their essence, their soul, who and what they are. So as Audrey, though, I would talk to people, and I was always bringing them to say, the light, your cup is half full. Your cup is not half empty. Even as Audrey, I was doing that. People would say to me, we just want to hear you talk. Just talk. And I said, I don't have anything to say. They're like, sing a nursery rhyme. Just say anything. They're just like, we just want to hear your voice. It makes us feel better. You know, I would babysit, and the children would cry at the end of the day when I had to bring them, you know, give them to the moms or dad who was picking them up. And why were they screaming and crying? They should be happy to see their mom and dad, because they wanted to stay in my energy field, right? That they recognized. I didn't know at the time. I just thought, I'm sweet, I'm patient, you know, they love me. I would tell the parents, aren't you happy they can't talk? But obviously they're good and calm and happy. They don't want to go home, you know. So that made the parents, because I felt bad for them, right? They were so excited to see their kid. And the kid, one of them, when they were putting him in the car seat, is holding on to the outside of the car, screaming, not wanting to go in the car seat, and looking up at me at the steps, wanting to come back. And I'm like, I'll see you tomorrow, you know. So that's the energy, right? That's the thing happening, that is already happening, right? That I didn't know I was going to be an Audrey Lightlanguage, but I was being that, lifting people up, being the light. You know, people said to me when this all began, oh, you're a natural bodhisattva, you know. And I'm like, what's a bodhisattva? You know, because I was just being a mom and a wife, and I didn't look for all this stuff, you know. But it's there, beautiful ones, and you're doing it. So thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, both of you.
Awesome. Thank you, Linda. Love you.
Love you too, very much.
All right, Sarah. Sarah, go ahead really quick. I know we've gone over a little bit. Sarah, do you have a question for Audrey?
Yes, could you help me with sharp pain in the mid back?
Yes, and I hope that's Sarah, yes, talking now. Sarah, I hope that you'll be able to either take part of the group that we're going to offer a private as well, because, you know, I had a woman who, she worked with me 3 different sessions, and she was always, and she did grid work actually too. So that's the level, because I'm called healer to the healers, but healer to all, right? Because even healers need help sometimes. And after the third session, what happened was she had terrible pain in her back. And that's the one that I said her husband was talking about. Oh my goodness, put on your repertoire now of the things that you do, removing of gremlins, right? Because they said, oh my goodness, they saw this black thing like run away. This other woman in France said, oh my goodness, I saw this thing fall out of me. She goes, and of course it's not on her floor, but it was etheric. She said it looked like a squid, like an octopus, right? That was a thing that parasitically was bothering her pains and such. So whatever it may be, that or old traumas, or old agreements, whatever it may be, right? Because it's multiple things. It's not important to precise of what it is, but just that we want to work on it. So I hope you'll be able to come and even take it deeper. Now, tell me again, this is in your lower back?
Mid
back. Okay, so let's do some. Sometimes people also on the back and the base of the skull, the top of the spine, have things that are settled in there. We need to get them out and pull them out. So, hoyane, carta, kaiua, bahine, sorta. Seti, kertui, coughing is just a deep breathing. Esa. Homene. Enemy kash, kash, kuya. Terte. 8, 3, 6, 12, 3, 6, 14, 3, 6, 14, 1, 3, 6, 14, 21. 21. Undre. Bahone, esa. Hum, kita, esa. That's touching the heart, front and back as well. Make that deeper listening a little bit easier for you to bear. There you go.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're
Awesome.
welcome.
Thank you, Sarah. All right, so I wanted to take a few minutes and talk about the special offers. We were supposed to talk about this at the top of the hour, but we were just like, just taking
So
the
can I talk really
questions.
quick? I'll talk really quick.
Yeah. No, go ahead. So,
Okay.
sorry, do you want to talk about the offers quick, or you want to talk about something else? Yeah.
No,
All right, let me just tell everybody where it is. So the offers are available at alara.at/show/Audrey7. And yeah, so go ahead, Audrey. There are 3 packages this time, package A, B, and C.
Yes. So A would be an hour for the light language and the Akash to rewrite it. And also I'll bring in the beings of light to talk with them and the mother to wrap them in that energy. And it's a live, right, session with me. And then if you want the second package, you're going to add 30 more minutes, which rather than an hour, it's going to be 90 minutes. In that session, you would get the numbers, the sacred key codes, and you would write the numbers first, right? And then you have everything the first session, first offer has, but then you're going to add the numbers, writing the numbers, and then you go away with, you receive the work that writing the numbers gives you, and then you go away with this list of tool of numbers to apply the energy in your own lives. And then the third option is, those are the private works that I do in a session. I also do other things that are groups, right? Groups, classes, courses, whatever you want to call them. There's a couple of different offerings there. So you can pick 2 of these offerings to have an experience in what that is. So one of them is called the Lighthouse Courses, the word courses, because courses feed you, nourish you, right? Your soul, your essence, who what you are. Course meaning where you're going to go in the physical, the path, as well as, more importantly, where you shall find yourself as you traverse creation. And course, as far as an academic, where are we going to be doing discourses, conversation, discussions, yeah? And then the next offering would be the light language, right? Like group. And then the next one would be the Akash group, right? For not to read Akash, more importantly, to clear it and rewrite it, right? For the new potentials. And then the last one would be the Oh my goodness. The numbers, right? The sacred key code number group. So that's where you would receive some numbers and such. So you could pick 2 out of those different groups and courses, so you can have that experience and see if you would like that, you know. So I think I got everything right, Alara.
Yeah, awesome. And so for those of you who are picking package A or B, I know times are tough right now, so there is an option to have 2 and 3 part payment plans that are now available. So not for package C, but for package A and B, if you'd like to do that, that is available for you as well. So again, the packages are available at laura.at/show/Audrey7. And I've had several sessions with Audrey myself personally, and she's amazing. I always come out of it saying, wow, because it's like, I just feel amazing. And it's not just the feeling of amazing, you know, but it's more about how much she gives and delivers. Just like in this call, I don't know how many processes, how many codes she gave, how many, you know, light language processes she gave. I was like, so many, right? So she gives out a lot, you know, so it's definitely great value, and it's definitely worth it, and it will change your life and your trajectory. But you have to be willing to change. Would you like your life to change? If so, awesome, great. If not, it's okay. It's okay.
No, it's okay. But the thing is, when they look at the bigger picture of things, they want to keep a gift of awareness, which is individualization, right? And consciousness to express your awareness, your soul essence, and individualization, again, part of a collective, but individualized. So you access your godhood, your divine birthright, your power, the true magic, where you're going to find yourself in creation. You do not want to be part of a system that is going to be closed out because it has nothing to give creation any longer, right? So that you don't want to wind up there. So use what this embodiment is giving you, this opportunity by no coincidence, so you don't loop, right, and be closed out in a system that is going to be no more, you know, and you're part of the new, right, that is there. So it's so important for your soul, your essence of who you are, not your name, your flesh suit, but who you are, to continue on as a soul, as an essence.
And what is the timeline on the Great Divide?
Well, beautiful ones, right? We are here. And as far as time, there is no time, right, in actuality. But as a soul, when you come out of this embodiment, right, who's the next time to say what embodiment you're going to have, where you're going to find yourself? You want to be empowered. So you're on the other timelines, right? So to say, not looped again, being parasitically using your energy to feed others, right? Because they don't create, they can't create. They use you and your creative abilities, keeping you in forgetfulness to create from that. That system is going to be closed down. You don't want to go down the drain, so to say, with that, right? As that is occurring within the body of creation. So it is very important, once you're out of embodiment, what you're in resonance with, right? Which file, which place, right? You're going to find yourself, because the others are going to be no more. So this is important, more importantly than the time frame. You know how they talk about biblically, like a thief in the night, right? No one knows exactly when it could be, right? So why not tend to oneself rather than be distracted in so many other things that are not as important as this embodiment is giving them the opportunity to do? You want to walk around in physicality, oh, my pain, my ache, I'm sorry, I'm so sad. That's distracting you, right? Part of the matrix, the system you're in. Remember I said about talking about winning the game? This is to win the game, to free your essence, your soul, your awareness, who and what you are, and to continue on, right? Because there's others that are not going to win the game and going to be no more, because it has to be closed out, because they're not in resonance with the new. So it is very important, you know, because you want to be still, you want to be, you know, and have beautiful experiences and help create those beautiful experiences, not only for your own but for the other beautiful ones, you know, like the beautiful children that are coming, and our children and our grandchildren, and humanity and creation itself. You know, let's recreate beautiful ones, you know, let's do that and be part of it.
And right now is a very powerful time, like we talked about at the beginning. And so a lot of you are having that urge, that you're getting that nudge, you're getting that push to be more aligned with your soul, or aligned with your essence, with your soul signature. And this is the time. This is the time to really connect with yourself, you know, within, deep within, and then continue to move forward from that soul aligned place, from that, you know, conscious place, and create. That's what we're doing every day and every moment. We're creating our lives, but a lot of the times we're doing it unconsciously, you know, on automatic pilot. That's not really creating. It's just regurgitating the past, right?
I love it, Alara. Yes, that has been a problem. A lot of regurgitation, right? Even like we were talking about many things when one holds holy or this or that. Regurgitation, keeping in the same, right? Look at what happened to the children, many disgusting things that is going on, even in the midst of all that happening. That's why we really need to clear it up, right? So those won't happen. In those classes also, I have another automatic writing, like the truth of you, right? The facts versus fiction. I'll be reading in some of those classes in groups, you know, as well, sharing. So Laura, thank you so much. You said it so beautifully as well. I try to grasp for words sometimes that lack for me, but you say the words so beautifully. Yes, that's why they're being moved, nudged, right? Blessed be those that are being nudged, right? Because they make the change, even for those that are not feeling the nudge, right? Or too deeply wrapped in it to feel the nudge, right? But yet others are. So we lovingly not say, oh, I felt the nudge and I arrived. No, but to help them as well. Why we've come back to grasp those souls that we could assist and help. I have goosebumps, right? So they could also partake of that.
And also, like, as we are being nudged, as we take our steps, we are also being models for other people who are watching us, who are seeing what we're doing, and then it gives them permission to do and be what they want, you know, and be who they are. So a lot of times, you know, people are in fear or in like, well, I'm not sure if I can do that because, you know, it's like, what will people say? But then they see other people like myself and yourself doing things like, oh, okay, she can do that. Okay, maybe I can too. And it gives them a little bit more faith and trust and confidence to step up and to step out and do their thing, whatever that happens to be. So it's important for all of us to take that next step, to continue to do the work, continue to share our light, be the beacons of light, be the beacons of wisdom, for not just for ourselves, not just for our immediate community, but for all of consciousness, for all of humanity.
Yes, because we're moving consciousness, right? Creation to the next version of itself after we gathered all this information, right? Not stagnant over and over. And it is so important individually, let's say in their physical lives, they begin to remove the shackles, right? Of those old energies and those parasites. So even in their physical life, they'll see things begin to change, then looping in the same. So then they feel strong and secure even to keep stepping in that because they will see it also in their physical worlds right now, you know.
And if they don't see it now, it's being imprinted in them. They will get it eventually. So Linda, I was not going to mention that part that you just wrote in the chat, but you know, you are holding the light even within that difficulty, that challenge, being with people who are not seeing the light and who are negative or whatever, you know. So you're still holding the light. That's amazing.
That's the dirty fishbowl that I talk about, right? All that, the dirt in the fishbowl would be all that. Remember I say the shiny, triumphant, golden ones that even in the midst of all that, that wanted to hold you down and keep you in forgetting and all traumatize you and all that. Even in the midst of all that, why are you the shiny, triumphant, golden ones? Because you were able to stand up and realize, feel your essence. No, there's a bigger picture of things. Why do you think you're called in the book of life, the shiny, triumphant, golden ones that go down to their predecessors as that has been sealed and written in the book of life? So look how important you are, despite all of that, right? That had tried to keep you from it. We succeed in being that, right? And so go down in the book of life as the shining, triumphant, golden ones. So
I'm claiming that. I'm claiming that for myself because I don't know how many times I have been almost taken down, but I'm still here. I'm still shining.
I got goosebumps. My hair is all Sam. That's exactly, Laura, the point, right? To keep standing in the midst of all that so that doesn't succeed, right? In all the places we are. Not sitting in a holy spot they can't wait to go visit, but in the midst of all that is going on that needs us to be the light in the midst of that. That is the mission that you have all come to do. Not just light or be intuition or talk to an angel master and galactic, because look at it, people, I'm going to be rebel again. No matter all the angel master and galactics, you are the one who you've been waiting for, as the Christ had said, because you're immersed in the midst of that and took on a physicality and embodiment and a sleep and forgetting and infection, and you're being a shiny, triumphant, golden one. So they say thank you to you. Expand your understanding. My number at the end of what Laura said was number 7. Audrey, whatever she said, 7. Do you know what the number 7 represents? It represents truth, capital letter truth, right? This that we're talking about and getting rid of all the old beliefs and paradigms. So no coincidence, it's number 7 on there. So it would be, that is what this is about, and to assist them with.
So, you know, this is something that you all need to appreciate, recognize about yourself, and really stand up and claim that, you know what, in spite of all the shit, and, you know, I've had a lot, I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm still shining my light. It might not be as brightly as I would like, but I'm still freaking standing here, shining my light. So
no,
I
it is.
don't,
It's blindingly bright. It's blindingly bright for all of you. You know, it feels like that because we're like, oh my God, we're carrying all this stuff. You know, we're getting through the dirty fishbowl, but it is blindingly bright for each of you. So thank you all so much.
it's such a powerful feeling, right? Knowing this and knowing that, you know, we have surpassed and overcome so much. You know, I don't know about all of you, and some of you know my stories, some of them, not all of them, right? But we have overcome so much. And I know right now I'm like tempting fate, and it's like, oh my God, something freaking is gonna happen. But it's like, no.
Stash, 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 stash. Perderu tu stash, 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 tote, tote.
Thank you. So thank you everyone for bringing this out for all of us to claim it, to recognize it. And, you know, I want you to write that somewhere on a piece of paper, on your computer, on your mirror, and write down, I am a shiny, triumphant, golden one. I am, because you are, and you're here. And that's what you're here to do. Just shine. Just be you and shine. Oh my God. I'm like, I'm so happy. I'm so passionate about this.
I have met, did I ever wear on your shirt, the shirt that on your show, the shirt that was all sequins and it was like shine on or something?
I loved it.
Go find that shirt today, but I was running late, right? So it's like, oh, I didn't get to get the shirt. This was why Spirit was moving me to get that shirt, because it would have been, I would have went shine on, pretend I have sequins across my boobs that says shine on, right? Because that was the shirt I was supposed, it's multicolored sequins. If we do another show, Laura, I'll dig out that shirt wherever it is. And I
remember, because I remember saying, oh my God, I love that shirt. I have to get one too, you know? So yeah, absolutely. So yeah, shine on, you know, and be brave, be courageous, keep shining your light. You don't know how many people you're really affecting, you know, and people say that to me all the time. Like, you don't know how many people you're affecting. I know, I don't know, but you also don't know how many people you're affecting with your light, with your love, with your kindness, with your generosity, right? You don't know. So keep doing it. Keep doing it. Don't stop, because we need your light, right? We all need your light. I need your light to sometimes I, you know, get a little bit dimmed. I need your light, right? So we all need each other's light to keep shining, so that we can all do our work with, you know, more ease and just more vibrancy, etc. Right?
Yes, so, and this is for humanity, right? Children, grandchildren, ourselves, when we take another physicality, right? To not loop in stagnation. You have come in to end the stagnation that is going on within the body of creation. That's not what God beings do. God beings do stagnation, looping, the same, parasitism. No, no. So that is what the mother gave the gift for, yeah? And what we as God beings have come in to stand in our godhood and our power to create, as the beings of light say, recreate and create the next beautiful version. So we and ourselves and it can play and experience and express and smell the scent and feel the fragrance and have signed our signature, right? Into that is what we are. This is what we're doing, right? And secure that.
Absolutely. I love it. Beautiful. And I love how Mima wrote lighting your light. Oh, I saw igniting your light. I'm like blind. And then Sister Bless says, thank you for reigniting my flame today. Oh my God, awesome. Anytime you want to reignite your flame, come on the show. You know, just come on, enjoy. You know, that's what we do here. I was just gonna say, I was trying to put a free gift on my website, and it's called Boost Your Light, Ignite Your Life. I think something like that. I couldn't do it. I was too rushed. But it's like we are talking about boosting your light, shining your light, igniting your life, right? You know, and it's like it's so relevant right now. It's so needed right now. So I invite you to all keep shining, your shiny, triumphant, golden
lighthouses,
ones.
Right? Yeah. We climbed up those steps, right, as in ancient times, and we tended those lighthouses, right? Because the storm attempts to blow that out, right? Or the fog for it not to be seen. It is so dense, but we go up there and we tend that light, and we cut through that fog, and we cut through the density for ourselves and others, right? So proactive action, right? Action in their beingness, in their essence, in their consciousness expression, standing in the awareness. That is the bigger picture, not the conscious experiences, right? The awareness through all that conscious experience that could be fog, right? And density, to cut through that and stand in your godhood, your awareness of your soul essence of who and what you are expressing and being.
Absolutely. So I invite you to go back, watch, listen to this show again, get reignited again, right? And just receive from all the processes that Audrey did, but not just the processes, even when she was talking, even when I was talking, just the whole conversation, just received all the energies, all the love, all the light from the whole conversation. And if you'd also like to work with Audrey more in depth, you can also check out her packages. Again, they're available, but this is my job, I have to say this, right? They're available at alara.at/show/Audrey7. Oh my God, we always have such a wonderful time, Audrey. I just love it.
We did a wow show, right? We were talking about my work as wow, right? So we just weaved a wow together, right?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, I mean, like, I think like together, both of us, when we come together, and you know, like we're so powerful, you know. It's like we really should do something else together beyond the show. And you know,
we talked about this years ago, right?
We did.
We got to do it. Yes, so let's get to it.
And Barb says, wow, absolutely, such amazing energy. Yeah, but it's like, it's not just me and Audrey, it's also all of you who are with us as well. We are all co-creating this amazing energy. You have to get that. You have to get what part you also play in this, okay? Because you are also playing a part just by you being here and present with us.
And can I say, this is not God out there. Like everybody thinks, oh, I'm so holy because I'm serving the God out there. Here's my rebel self again. No, right? You are God, 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 right? You are the mother, the mother, the mother, the mother, the awareness expressing conscious experiences, right? You are, right? That God, source, whatever name you want to call it, right? Your source, your source. You're the field of consciousness. You're the field of consciousness. You're the field of consciousness. Put whatever word you want to it. But you are awareness. You are awareness. You are awareness. You are awareness, right? What are we doing with that awareness, right? So, yes, so
beautiful.
Powerful.
Yeah, that's powerful. Absolutely. Really let that sink in. This is who and what you are. Not just this physical body, not just your mind, not just those thoughts, not those feelings, none of that. You're way, way more than that. Much, much more. You are everything. Really, you're everything.
Be aware in your awareness. Exactly, Mima. Thank you, Mima. That is the point of this, right? To get out of the conscious stories, because consciousness, you get lost, kind of. That was my point to try to talk about that today. We talk about conscious, but you get kind of lost in that, right? Because you only believe that consciousness becomes your story, what you're wrapped in, everything. Let's go back to the awareness that is having all the conscious experiences. And we're like, wait a minute. I talk about like a mommy, if anyone knows the old Etch-a-Sketch, right? Or the Magna Doodle, clean slates, right? That the awareness is doing, right? So that's why we can have another experience, right? As those powerful beings making the decision to do this, right? To get this done. That is what's needed. Not dancing your ass off, excuse me, in some holy spot, okay? What is better suited is this, right? This weave together, you know?
I know what you're talking about now. It just took me a while, but I got it. Okay,
got it. You got it, right? My rebel non-compliancy, because Spirit says we need non-compliancy because it breaks the old, right? And what was to the new.
Maida, oh, thank you for bringing me back into presence. Oh, you're so welcome. I mean, like, you guys' names, I thought my name was weird and different, and people had a hard time saying it, you know, but now I'm like, I hope I'm saying it right, Maida, because it's like, oh, people used to say my name wrong. Not Alara, that one's okay, but Shefali was always messed up. Nobody could say it. But I am Shefali still, just so in case people are still confused. It's been since January 1st, 2017, but you know, but people are still confused by that. Anyways, this was wonderful. I had so much fun. I know I've been trying to keep these calls to an hour and a half, but sometimes like we just have so much fun and we just keep going, and I can talk, as you some of you know. I love to talk too. But thank you everybody for being here.
Thank you so much for letting me come on again and share with all your beautiful listeners, and thank you, beautiful ones, for weaving with me today. Because remember, we're affecting you individually, but I want you to understand, right? We are here weaving for the field of creation also itself, right? That's the level of the beingnesses that we are. So it's not limited, right? Of just here in my physical, right? We have weaved into the field of creation today. That's why it's so wow. And it feels fun, right? It feels wonderful. Hey, that's what we're really here to do and to be about and to get back to, because the infection that took it over and took that away from us and made us forget that. So we're here proactive, right? So we get back to this, right? This is what the mother gave the gift for, right? For this joy, for this beautiful things, not only for someone dancing their ass off, right? But for so many together, which to me feels better than me, myself dancing. We have all danced together. I want to have other people being able, let's all dance, you know? That is joyful. That is beautiful. That is
Absolutely.
creator beings, you know?
Yeah, I love it. Thank you. And we are all creator beings. Okay. We are all creator beings. Remember that as well. All right. Okay. So I'm just going to end it now because otherwise we're going to keep talking. So thank you, everybody, for all your questions, comments, feedback, all your love. And remember, you are a, what I was going to say, truly shining, triumphant one, golden, triumphant. Oh my God, again.
Triumphant, golden one.
Shiny, triumphant, golden one. Write it down. Write it down. Say, I am that. You are. Okay. So thank you. Until next time. May you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now. Audrey, you want to stay on here or?
I get off and then we'll get back on. So make sure that it's all good.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Valentina, for being here. All right, let me end this.